Testament of the Bible, there is a term, potter's field, that refers to a field that's used for the extraction of potter's clay. The land is useless for agriculture, so it was also used as a place to bury indigents or people whose identity was unknown.
And did you know there is a potter's field in Salisbury? In fact, the original Route 50 was built right through it. But other than cutting the grass, the cemetery is pretty much left alone. Until now. 13-year-old Ben Smith has made it his mission to give this plot of land and the people buried there the attention they deserve. For 13-year-old Boy Scout Ben Smith, this cemetery near downtown Salisbury is covered in more than just snow. There's a bit of mystery buried here, too, a history he learned about during a visit to Poplar Hill Mansion.
So I took Ben on a tour of the mansion, and we got to talking about the cemetery and the former slaves, and also the Civil War, because there are some Union troops who are buried at the Potter's Field, and it just got him really interested.
Ben says he was surprised at how little is publicly known about the Potter's Field and its connection to Poplar Hill Mansion.
I was kind of a little bit bummed out because we don't really look at it, even though that they kind of started our community.
The they to which Ben is referring are Levin and Esther Houston. Levin was once a slave at Poplar Hill Mansion.
He was one of the first slaves freed here at Poplar Hill Mansion. He was freed in 1829, and he and his wife, Esther, they're both buried in the Potter's Field.
Levin Houston was also part of the group that established the John Wesley Methodist Church, now the Charles H. Chipman Cultural Center.
They built a couple of the first churches and a lot of the cool stuff like that.
So for Ben, this project is about more than sprucing up some headstones and piping around the graves. It's about honoring his community's past. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have his work cut out for him. Sarah says it's quite an undertaking.
Big. It's a big undertaking. I've seen smaller cemeteries, and I know the restoration work that goes on with the smaller cemeteries is enormous. So taking on one the size of Potter's Field, it's a big project, but I'm sure that he's quite capable of handling it, and with the help of some of his other Boy Scouts and his troop, and some of the other people from the community who have already stepped up, I know it's going to be great.
You have to find the right company to do a lot of the things. You have to research what gas, like what pipes and stuff to use, what floral brackets to use, and make sure they kind of look like the original ones.
But most of all, this project is going to take money. Ben has already set a fundraising goal of $12,000, which he has already started collecting.
But I think the really hardest part is going to be ensuring that the maintenance continues, even after the original work is done. I think that's going to be important.
For now, it's a waiting game for Ben, waiting for donations, and waiting for spring. And Ben told me he loves history, so this project is a perfect fit for him. But he needs your help. If you would like to donate to the Potter's Field project, you can send it to Friends of Poplar Hill Mansion, 117 Elizabeth Street, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801, with Ben Smith Fund in the memo line.
There is a young man who is wise beyond his years.
He is, Jimmy. He said Delmarva Life, his favorite show.
Oh, see, there you go.